What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Hero Aka UA Heroes Battle, the new OVA that dropped a couple days ago, as you guys know. Usually wait till Saturday to review the OVAs just so it feels right, because, it's Saturdays, that's when the show airs, and, all of that. So, yeah, always like to review these on Saturdays, man. This was a same-day simul-dub as well, so if you're someone like me that prefers the dub cat for Hero Aka, the dub is out for this as well, so there you go. If you didn't know, now you know. As Swerve would say back in the day, back when he was on NXT with Hero. Anyway, man, this OVA, man, was fucking awesome, man. Like, great animation, some really amazing animation. Like, we'll talk about that one cut between Izuku and Bako when we get there, man, because no lie, there was some shit that really bugged me about it. Not about the cut itself, but just how people on Twitter are reacting about it. Be like, oh my god, why is this so much better than season 6? Oh my god, that shit like that infuriates me. But we'll get there when we get there, man. But man, in general, this was a fantastic OVA, man. I had a blast watching this, man. It was super funny seeing the boys, the crew work together as this Yu-Gi-Oh crossover that I didn't know I needed, man. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on Twitter when this OVA first got announced like a few months ago that this could be like an unironic banger, and it definitely was, man. Bones did an amazing job with the animation there, and just the card game itself was a lot of fun. Just watching the crew just work together, like fight each other with this card, man. It was a lot of fun, man. I really had a lot of fun watching this OVA, man, and I just loved it. So anyway, let's just jump right into the actual episode. So we start the OVA off right with Best Girl, man. It's always a pleasure seeing Best Girl, and I'm glad to see that they started the episode off with her, man, because, no better way to set the scene and to get me in a good mood while watching My Hero Academia, and then just show me Best Girl Uraraka, man. It was amazing, bro. It was so good to see her, man, and I was happy that she started the episode off, man. Already I'm in a good mood. I already know I'm gonna like this episode. We get some narration from Izuku as he explains, like, oh, it's winter break, but we can't leave home, but we're stuck in the dorms, so we have nothing to do until, and then we go back home at, New Year's Eve. That's when we can finally go home. We then head back inside, where we see Ida. He's reading a book. As always, he is reading a book called Glasses Day for some reason. What is the context of this book? I have no idea. Is it a book about glasses? Is it a book about a man that wears glasses? Does he run a glasses store? Is it a doctor? Is it an eye doctor that this book is about? Like, what is the plot of this book? What it is about? That is what I want to know for this book and the context of it and why Ida is reading it, man. Regardless, man. Also, how do you guys take up the new footage, man? Meant to mention a little bit earlier, but yeah, new footage, man. You guys know I've been playing Ultra Rumble, man, since launch. Been loving the game, man. It's been great. So yeah, I got plenty of new footage for you guys to use for this video, and probably also season 7 as well as the new movie whenever that comes out, which we'll talk more about season 7 in the movie, kind of my new theories and speculation when we'll get to that at the end of the video after I'm done reviewing, because I figure we might as well talk about it again, because not much has really changed, but we know Jump Fest is going to be coming up pretty soon. So anyway, as Ida's reading the book, he overhears Kaminari and Mineta complaining like, there's nothing to do. Why can't we go home? There's nothing to do here, man. And then you got Sarah be like, hey, bro, we can play some cards. It's like, fight me! They go off and how they're basically both going insane, man, because they have nothing to do. They're bored to death, and they just want to go home. So then Momo joins the fray, and as Ida explains to them that they can't go home because, of course, the League of Villains is after them. Safety hazard, this, that, and the third. Then Momo jumps in there and tells them that they're not just gonna wave goodbye and let us go. They're gonna be escorting every single one of us to our houses, obviously because of security and all that. And this whole scene was just funny, man. Just seeing Ida and Momo tag team together against Kaminari and Mineta be like, how dare you be so ungrateful? Be thankful that they're letting us leave at all. Funny scenes, man. Both Colleen and J. Michael Tatum, man, we're fucking fantastic here, man. Gotta love Colleen, man. As you guys know, she is also the AER director for the English dub as well. So yeah, as always, she cooking. So then of course Mineta and Kaminari learn the errors. They're like, I'm sorry, bro. Heroes, we do not know about your sacrifices. We will behave now. As then we hear the OP, which Man, bro, it has been a minute since I've seen this OP, man. No lie, bro. Seeing this OP again just felt good, man. It kind of brought me back to when I was reviewing Season 6, man. You guys know how much I was loving Season 6, man. And just good times, man. Just good time, man. So it was good to hear the OP again after so long, man. Honestly, man, I do kind of hope this becomes a thing for future seasons, for the future season Hero Hawk. I mean, I don't know how many more of these they can realistically do within the timeline before they just start like, oh, let's just revert back to like the Season 1 timeline or whatnot for the remainder. But I'd be down if they kept this up for the remaining season of Hero Walker that's gonna be left. They do an OVA after the show's already been complete, like I don't know, around Christmas time or whatever. Man, I'd be down for that. I'd be down if this became a permanent thing for Hero Walker for the remaining season, man. They do like a small OVA that releases around the end of the year, man. Because I've been digging them, man. I wouldn't mind if this ends up becoming a thing for the foreseeable future. So then this is when Uraraka and Toru come back inside. They're complaining about how cold it is, and then we find out that there's actually like this massive festival that UA sponsors at the end of the year for New Year's Eve, but it was canceled. I'm assuming because either the league or the cold, or just because I don't remember. I don't think they actually specify why exactly it was canceled, just that it was canceled. And for some reason, we find out that both Kirishima and Izuku have been to this party in previous years. First of all, when the fuck did this happen? Because I do not remember this ever happening. You know, was this in some random episode I'm forgetting about, man? Was this somewhere in the manga? Is this in a spin-off manga? Or was this in one of the original OVAs from season 1 and 2 that I did watch because they weren't even licensed for the longest time, which I do need to watch them now since I think they obviously have both been dubbed since then. Which, see, I definitely want to watch them, except that one about, I think it was like season 1 was the one that had like zombies in it. I'm very curious to see that one, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, they both have been here somehow. I don't know when they went to this festival, why this was never brought up before, if this has even been brought up and mentioned before in the series up to this point. But yeah, they've been to this festival in previous years, and everyone's of course sad that it's been gone. Izuku explains the rules as he gets like really excited about this, man, about how everyone can use their quirks. He has this one where there's this one game where like they have, I forget the exact names because I'm not Japanese and also I forget the exact name, but like they grab like these super-sized sticks for people that's super straight, and they hit each other with it. There's another one where they like take down this tower with a hammer, and one where they have these like massive tops going at each other like it's fucking Beyblade or something, man. So, or was that Byakugan? Which one was that? Which toy anime am I thinking about? Was it Byakugan or Beyblade? I think it was Beyblade. Was the one with the spinning tops that's like constantly like ramming into each other, I think. I could be wrong on that one. Anyway, after that, he also then mentioned about all the food, and like there were like tons of mochi in there, and of course, you know, like the top girl or whatever becomes a shrine maiden. Of course, Kaminar's like, Nejire in a shrine maiden outfit. Of course, Uraraka is like, oh my god, salivating at the thoughts of the sweets coming in. And then she starts getting depressed that she can't actually eat them because, like I said, the event was canceled. Then Togata the snowman shows up there. Somehow Mirio got into the snowman that was outside that Uraraka and Toru gets inside and just starts hopping around, and eventually gets back inside the actual UA. I don't know how he pulled this off, man, considering, you know, everything in Lee at this point, but hey, somehow Mirio managed to get in here with the snowman. And it was pretty good, and it was nice to see Rico again. You guys know how much I love Rico as Mirio, man. I was singing the man's praises for season 4, and of course his returns in season 5, season 6 especially, man, so it's always good to see him again, man. Mirio's awesome, man, and as well as Rico, man. He did an amazing job performing them. Anyway, so of course this is when he of course flexes and like shatters and like explodes a snowman and like snows all over the place as he finally starts to dress himself again, which was kind of funny. One thing I actually thought was nice little attention to detail to Bones is that when Mirio gets inside the snowman, you can actually see his nose is a little red, obviously because of the cold. And then after like the nose kind of like comes off everyone, you can actually see like Izuku first has like his nose starts to like get red a little bit as well. I thought that was a nice little attention to detail, man. Anyway, this is when Mirio introduces the card game, saying that this is something they want to test out and use for the next year's UA, you know, New Year's celebration thing, and they wanted to kind of like have them go through it doing as like a test run before then, and you know, then for to get like a sneak peek on what it is. As Mirio's explained this, he like randomly just starts randomly getting more clothes. Like before this, he puts his pants on, then he has a tank top on, cuts away back to like Momo and Ida, and then all of a sudden he has his shirt on again. It's like, when'd you put this on, bro? So this is when he kind of starts to explain the game, how all the cards are UA are Class 1A members, and then they put them on the board, and then of course, and then the AI kind of like takes the card and builds them and have their use their moveset and whatnot based on whatever thing they have in the UA system, the AI, to know how their courts operate and such. This is when Mirio takes his lead before they finally turn the thing on, and we actually get to see Mei Hatsumi. So Mei Hatsumi fans rejoice. You got to see your girl again, because I know she hasn't gotten much screen time since season 3, so I'm sure y'all are happy whenever she does get her little bits of screen time in the anime, and of course the games as well. And I'm sure her donkey also appreciates the paycheck. Anyway, so then she kind of once again explains more of the rules, how there's hero cards from UA, then there's these extra cards that are like specialty characters like All Might or other pro heroes as well, or some other stuff which we'll talk about at the end of the episode, but they can only use it once. After that, it disappears and cannot be used for the remainder of the game. And so Mei displays this by having Ida and her go at, just like they did at the sports festival. Explain that just like at the UA sports finals, there's only two ways. There's two ways you can win: either for the ring out, or of course beating your opponent. Even going as far as having her walk up the ring and her wiping her forehead off as well and do the whole thing. Which there was a lot of callbacks back to sports festival in this episode, I noticed. And of course he was like, "Why do you have to make me remember my most embarrassing sports festival match?" I of course do it terrible. J. Michael Tatum does it way better because of course it's J. Michael fucking Tatum. He's an incredible voice actor. Anyway, this is when the game begins. We have Izuku and Ojiro going at it. Start off. We start the match off with Izuku using Jiro and Ojiro using Sato. Jiro instantly makes quick work of him and gets him away almost instantly before his opponent even sees him. Although if you pay attention to the background, you can actually see Kieran Kaminari pointing at Jiro, and they're both smiling at him. Nice little cute moment. So then afterwards, then of course, Sato's looking at Ojiro like, bro, why you gotta do me like that? And then of course, Ojiro then uses Kaminari, which of course makes quick work Jiro, but of course he went full retard.
Never go full retard.
So then Izuku counters that with Aoyama and just fucking vaporizes Kaminari. Like there was nothing left but his arm gauntlet thingy that shoots out the projectiles he uses to help aim his electricity, man. And Kaminari's like, dude, you're a monster, Midori. And Izuku's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to have you ring out, but the AI went full force, and now its stomach is hurting. So then Ojiro uses his own car and then just flicks him off and flicks him out of bounds. And then of course you have President Mike coming to be like, what a gentleman! President Mike, man, I love President Mike, man. Whenever he's on commentary, man, it's fucking hilarious. So then Izuku uses his final card, which is of course Todoroki, as he activates his trap card. Which he kind of did, because he did end up trapping him in Ivan, as he says, it's not your fault, we're just playing on different level. Which you guys know is one of Todoroki's voice lines he uses when he KOs your opponent in Ultra Road. Which makes it one of the, if colleagues just maybe pluck that line from the game and just put it in here. Or not, man, because it sounded like the exact same as it was in the game. And of course, Ojiro mentioned this is exactly what happened when they faced off at the sports festival. So then after that, that's when we see as we see Uraraka and Mina working together as forming Team Toru with Mineta, Tokoyami, and Sero as they team up to go against, as I mentioned before, Mina, Uraraka, and Sue as they go at it. While all of them are kind of fighting each other and going at it, you can actually easily look at his own card, wondering what's his power is going to be, how does his card work, how much does the card know him, because of course, Izuku has changed a lot over the years, man, and of course has become a lot more stronger, although the timeline obviously this takes place during the midpoint of Season 5. So as I mentioned, the teams are set. You got the girls with Uraraka, Mina, and Sue going up against Mineta, Sero, as well as Tokoyami. And they said this, they're like, alright, you know what, let's make things a little interesting. Let's make it where all the boys use the boy cards, and of course the girls only use the girl cards. But of course, as you guys know, there are not as many girls in Class 1A as there are boys. So, Mineta, in his infinite wisdom, decides, oh, don't worry, we'll tell you guys what cards we're gonna use. So, and all this is happening while Mineta is telling the girls all this. You have Tokoyami looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? What the fuck is this? He's just like, bro, are you serious right now? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you telling them our strategy? The fuck? What is this? Which was pretty funny. So we start the match off right. First up with Sero as well with Zero and Uraraka as she activates her trap card. We'll get to that soon. But right before the start, you got Mineta be like, yes, we were the sexy bodies with it, right? Or whatever the fuck you're saying. Like, bro, shout out to Brianna, man. She's fucking awesome. Like, Mineta, man, like, listen, bro. Say what you will about pervy Sage Jiraiya, but when it comes to perverted characters in anime, at least he was classy about it. Mineta is completely shameless. Mineta is completely shameless, bro. Like, and that smirk, like, whoever did the key animation for this, bro, shout out to you, man. Whoever did the key animation for Mineta's face there. So anyway, as I said, Uraraka activates her trap card, which of course ends up being Mount Lady, because of course it is, and instantly squashes Zero. Zero, man, that man cannot catch a break. He constantly is getting his ass handed to him in this card game by everyone, bro. And like after this one, you can see him just sitting in the corner, like face back turned to the girls and everybody, as he's just depressed that he lost so fast. So Mineta's sick once again. He's like, yes, I'll use this. So then he's up against Mina, which also, I might as well mention this right now, what I think of the art style, because I've noticed a lot of people have been like, the art style change for this episode has been very controversial, with everyone having like the big, like, you know, anime eyes from like the 90s and whatnot, moe anime eyes, which, me personally, yeah, does it look weird? Yeah, that's because Ortego didn't make his art style around these giant ass, you know, anime eyes. But honestly, I think it's fine. Like, for an OVA, it's whatever, it's fine, man. It obviously looks weird with everybody else because the art style wasn't made for this one, but you know, I thought it was fine for a single OVA, man. I thought it was fine. So Mina uses her acid and literally just melts Mineta, man, like he was nothing, bro. Like, this definitely answers the question that I'm sure a lot of us as here walk fans wonder, like, can Mina, like, melt flesh? Like, could she, like, literally melt someone down to their skeletons if she hit them with her acid enough? We probably would never see this in the actual show because that'd be, like, way too graphic for a Shonen Jump title, but, like, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's wondering that question. Well, Bones gave us the answer, yes, it can. So we get to the final one, which is Tokoyami, which of course he just like instantly yeets Mina out of bounds. So it's like, yeah, the boys are all like, yeah, let's go. You know, Tokoyami wins and everything. But of course, because Mineta was such a fucking dumbass and gave them their strategy, then the girls prepared for this one by having Sue go last, as they would know that Tokoyami was their best card, and she went with like the perfect, I guess you can say, opponent for Mineta, or like the perfect opposition to go against against Tokoyami in this bout by using Toru and having her use her like blinding flash attack, which somehow is so bright. It's so bright, so powerful that it causes Dark Shadow to literally lose the will to fight. The AI just breaks itself and determines that Tokoyami has lost the will to fight. I do not know how that works, but whatever. So, and then of course, you know, Mineta's pissed off. I was like, who designed this busted AI? And then he's gonna be like, hey bro, you know, it's we're supposed to be having fun, remember? So then what next up was Kirishima and Momo, which they ended up deciding to do duos, 2-on-2 battle for this one. And no, like, was I the only one that legit thought that Kirishima was gonna pick himself and Bakugo for the team? Because he mentioned that we should pick people who work well together. Like, did anyone else think he was gonna pick Bakugo as his teammate, or was that just me? I'm sure it wasn't there, but he ends up going with Sojiro instead. Momo comes in there and brings in her too, where she ends up picking herself, having these cans to create some fog into the battlefield. And then right after that one, Uraraka comes out of nowhere and sends them out of bounds, man. Best girl for the win, man. You love to see it. Now, so as you can see, and I didn't notice this on my initial build, but Uraraka is still rocking her original hero costume, which, like I said, makes sense because this takes place around the midpoint of Season 5. So then we have the next match, which was Toru and Sato going at it. Sato ends up picking Present Mike, and oh my god, bro. The AI is just stroking its own ego, bro. Be like, oh look, it's Present Mike, the greatest hero to ever live. Is there anyone that rocks harder than Present Mike? Look, and Present Mike's dumb game, man. He's just going on, man. It was the funniest shit ever. So, and Izuku's like, wow, this AI is really full of himself. And so Toru ends up picking Kota, and of course wins the bout because the AI was so frightened it literally shut the board off. What kind of AI is this, bro? Who designed this AI to act like this? So then next up we had Jiro and Kaminari going at it. And actually, we see Graham makes a return, man. Yes, Bryce Peppenbrook is back in the building, man, which obviously I pop big for. You guys know how much I love Bryce as a voice actor. He's one of my favorite ones. Which, no, at first off, President Biden was like, and of course, then Jiro, I'm like there was absolutely zero enthusiasm for President Mike's delivery while he was announcing Graham, bro. I was like, bro, you really gotta do Bryce like that, bro? Come on, bro. Why you gotta do my man Bryce dirty like that, man? But it was pretty fun. But as I was saying, one thing I genuinely want to know with this OVA that I'm genuinely curious about, I wonder, because you guys may not, because you guys know with sometimes with dubbing, they usually have bring a voice actor for a session, but they end up recording like multiple shows at once, depending on the session of the shows. Like the ADR director for one show will leave, and then another ADR for the next show will come in there to continue the session for the voice actor. I genuinely wonder while the recordings, or better yet, while they were recording AOT, the final special, did they have Bryce do these lines in there at the end of the session, or did they have this do this first and then went to AOT? Because like I said, sometimes they double stack VAs for voicing multiple characters during their sessions. So I wonder if they did that at all with Bryce with this one. Like while they were doing AOT, did they throw this in there, or did they release two different sessions? Have they recorded the OVA, the final special yet? I don't know. But hopefully we get that second special soon, man. We don't gotta wait another 6 months for like we did for the first one. But whatever the case may be, Graham wins the match. Kaminari is once again depressed that he lost again. And then, of course, our man, the myth, the legend himself, Bakugo, finally comes into the match, man. He is trying to take a nap, but of course, everyone's so goddamn lit. My man cannot take a nap. He cannot enjoy his slumber during Christmas break. So he's pissed off. He's wondering what the hell's going on there. And of course, once I find they're doing a card game, he wants to know who is the strongest in the deck. All while Kaminari and Kirishima are talking to him about the deck and like the heroes and like who is the strongest, this, that, third. Bakugo is literally just staring at Izuku. He is staring into Izuku's soul. He is cursing this man's name as he just stares at Izuku with all these close-up shots. I was like, goddamn, bro. And like, obviously, you know, he wants to face him and like we get another rematch because like I will not lose either in virtual world or in reality. So he literally takes him out and just throws him to the side by his head and takes a spot and tells Izuku that he wants to fight him. So of course they do fight. They set their cards in there and we are ready for battle. So then we get to the actual fight itself, and man, the animation here was phenomenal, bro. Like, for an OVA, I did not expect bones to go off as much as they did for this fight, man, but the animation for this section looked amazing. Also, gotta say, love the music of this OVA was great. I'm not sure if there's any new tracks for this OVA that were released, or all these were just reused tracks from either Season 6 or previous seasons, but the music cues were great as well, so I thought the soundtrack used for this episode was great as well. But, as I mentioned at the start of the video, man, there was something that was really bugging me when this episode originally came out, and that is, of course, the discourse surrounding this one. Like, this has caused quite the stir recently when this episode came out. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Why does this look better than Deku and Shigaraki? What the fuck? This looks better than all of Season 6. Not knowing that the fucking Cube Man, Nakamura worked on that show, on that season, I should say, but, oh my god. This whole Discord, man, first of all, bro, Season 6 was not that bad looking. Like, Mappa, like, I'm probably going to rant here for a bit, man, but, like, Mappa has caused irreparable damage to the anime fandom. And that's no fault of them. Mappa is an amazing studio in their own right, man. They have created some amazing, gorgeous animation for their shows for AOT, Jujutsu Kaisen, otherwise. Their production scheduling is shit, man. I feel so bad for those animation ones working on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, because I'm sure all you guys have heard of all the stories and all the problems that production has gone through, man, and everything, man, and you know, Godspeed to those anime, man, and shout to and just a thank you to all of them for the incredible work they've done, man. Well, even with this shit production, they've still tried to make the most of it, man, and the anime still looks amazing. The Sakura has been great, man. I know like they're going off with like the least recent episodes gonna be coming out in the for the dub. It just came out like a couple days ago. I'll be watching that on Monday. But Mappa, the way Mappa has kind of gone up for the shows makes everyone think that if an anime isn't a match, every episode isn't a fucking Sakura fest. It is a failure, bro. And I am so sick and tired of people shitting on Bones for the most stupidest reasons, man. You can tell these people don't know the first fucking thing about the anime industry and how this works. So allow me to educate you. Everybody sit your asses down because class is in session. So allow me to explain you how the animation industry works. Why does this OVA look better, had more Sakura, had a cut like this, yet Deku and Shigaraki's fight did not have it, and it was mostly still frames, and it wasn't as Sakura, it wasn't a match Sakura fest like everyone had. It is something called production scheduling. Holy dog shit! My God, I know this is a shocking concept to you guys, but they probably just didn't have the time to do it, man, because you gotta remember, they are working on these episodes as the show is actively airing, and you guys know they were working on Mob Psycho around the same time. They came to the same season, although Mob Psycho ended up finishing before it even started airing, which is probably the reason we were able to get same day simultaneous, but these shows were still in production at the same time in one point or another. So that's probably why the animators just didn't have the time. They were not given the scheduling, the pre-production need, so that they could go out for that fight. Why they relied more on still frames and it wasn't just massive Sokka. Like I said, I thought the fight was amazing in its own right, man. Key animation was great, the voice acting was spectacular, the music, everything else carried the fight. Where I didn't think it needed to be a Sakuga fest, but while this OVA probably had a lot more time for the animators to work on it, because it's an OVA that they're going to release whenever the fuck they wanted to. Not part of the major series where they're working on like 3 or 4 episodes at the same time. Like, oh my God, I'm so sick and tired of people bitching and like shitting on Bones for the most stupidest reasons, man. And it's so infuriating, man, because you guys know how much I love Bones. They're an amazing studio, man. They the goats in my eyes, man. And also there have been so many amazing sequences in season 6. Like I was mentioning this throughout all my reviews. The key animation was amazing, especially that one episode with Endeavor Factor, man. The key animation that was spectacular. I've commented about the storyboarding constantly, the voice acting, the animation has been great throughout, man. Like this same animator, it's like, why does this look like the shit? Why was this better than Sugar Rock? Worked on season 6 and basically all of the big moments for season. This animator worked on the Mirio, the Mirio fight against the Nemu, the Mirko fights when it's in the hallway, as well as President Mike's yelling scream, but when he was to figure out to destroy Shigaraki's tube and did the whole thing with the water and everything, man. Like this animator worked on a bunch of sequences in season 6, man. Like, it's obviously a scheduling thing, not an animator thing. I don't know why everyone's giving Bones shit for shit like this, man. It infuriates the shit out of me when I see tweets like this about people who clearly know nothing about the animation. Like, listen, I don't claim to be an expert on this shit either, like at all. But like, there's people that are way more knowledgeable than I am. But I know better than these people. I know that a lot of this comes down to production scheduling and not so much them being lazy or whatnot, or lack of talent or whatnot. Anyway, sorry about that. I had to rant about that because that was really annoying while I was seeing this show when this episode originally came out. But anyway, man, like I said, the animation here was great. It ends up ending in a draw because of course it does. Of course, Izuku and Bakugo are pissed off about this. Bakugo more specifically, they end up going into sudden death, and they both get their cards and activate their trap cards. Bakugo ended up getting All Might, while Izuku got a fucking dog. Izuku got a fucking dog, and All Might, because of course how the AI works, he's like, oh, you must be lost, dear puppy, and literally picks up the dog and goes out of bounds once again, ending in a draw again. Bakugo is of course enraged by this, man, while Izuku is on the verge of tears, ends up destroying the board, and like the entire UA, dorms building gets destroyed, and then we get to the ED, which you guys know how much I love this ED, man. It was good to hear this one as well, once again. Just a fantastic OVA. Sorry about the little minute rant I had to go on, man, but Jesus Christ, that shit infuriates me when I see people bitching about the animation here, walking like, why doesn't it look good as this? And I'm like, it's scheduling, you fucking dumbasses. Which brings me to my next point, which I wanted to, of course, talk about at the end of the video. What are my new theories and speculations on season 7 and the movie, since we still haven't gotten any real news, and Jump Fest is going to be coming out later this month. So for me personally, I'm thinking that, like I said, I mentioned before, I think they might be going bi-yearly for this one, because, like I said, I think by this point already we already knew that season 5 was going to be airing in the springtime, so I highly doubt we'll be seeing spring. So I think we might end up seeing it either maybe fall of this year, man, or we can end up not seeing it until next year and have the movie come out this year, and that kind of fills what they're going to do. They're going to make movies to fill the gap years and move Hiroaki to bi-yearly as the manga is finally starting to wrap up, and they probably wants to drag this thing out as long as the anime out as long as they can. So that's still my theory, that's still what I'm going with, but I guess we'll find more about Jump Festa. Hopefully we'll get some new key visuals, or at least some release dates or something, man. It'd be nice if we got some key visuals at the very least for the new season or the movie, man. But I'd wager we might get a PV for the movie at the very least before season. I think for season we might just get a new key visual for lucky, but I think that will probably focus more on the movie for Jump Festa. But anyway, those are my predictions on that, man. Yeah, this is a fantastic OVA, man. I had a blast watching it, man. And yeah, overall, I'm gonna give this OVA a 9.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow your social so you feel like it. Links down screen below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.